Mwah, no intro. Do-do-dum-dum-dum, do-do-dum. I don't really know if that's how it goes or not. But anyways, what's up guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Cuties for Christ podcast. And guys, now this podcast is definitely for those of you who are not new to God, but new to the journey. Even if you are new to God, of course, you're new to the journey and everything. And that's what it is for me, though, that I'm just not new to God, but new to the journey. And me saying that means that, yes, I always grew up believing in God. I never was in the church when I was smaller on a regular basis um, until I was about 16 after um, the passing of my mom, and then my dad really got me into the church, and that's when I really started going to church regularly, and that's when I actually found a church home that I loved, that I enjoyed, and that I felt like I connected to. So that's where I've been ever since. So shout out to them. Now I know you're probably wondering, okay, but who is this on the podcast? If you guys don't know, I'm Ree. It's gonna be me mostly, and guess, and just giving my thoughts on this journey, because I feel like within this journey, there's a lot of people that I know personally that I have been trying to follow, or trying to really understand their journey and what to do, and just someone that I can follow along with, I guess. But what I have been finding is that a lot of people, I feel like, are really deep into their walk with God, and it's almost like, man, I'm trying to find somebody who's kind of on that walk with me, and that's what I want this podcast to be about. And a lot of people, they'll always tell you, this is what I've been through and this is my testimony, but I want you guys to see, you know, as I'm going through it, and then go from there and be able to experience the journey and the testimony with me. So this is something that I'm learning. This is something that is new to me. And, I'm just trying to give myself grace with being this person. Of course, I've never been before, right? So I think with this journey to God, what brought me to God was 2023. 2023, I will always say, was one of my most depressing years, one of my most lost years. And I just didn't realize it until the end of the year, how much pain that I went through and that I was going to go through, and it was all fun and games until it wasn't anymore. But not, getting too far into it with what happened in 2023. It was just some things that I went through that I regret now. But it's nothing we can do about it now. It's one of those things where you have to just learn how to cope with it, heal from it, and move on, right? So I think for me, I've gone through several traumatic experiences, but last year was one of those that really, really kind of got a hold on me and did not let go. And I'm still going through it now. And I think with those type of traumatic experiences, you can be depressed, you can ignore it, you can be mean to everyone, you can run to your friends, which I did for a while. And yes, your friends are there, they're there to help you, especially when you have those friends that feed into you and that really are in the faith as well. But I think for me, my friends just wasn't sufficient for what I was needing. And of course, shout out to my friends, because I definitely still run to them today. But I definitely learned that that's when I really said, you know what, let me choose God, because my way isn't working. And I want God's light to be able to shine from me. I want people to be able to realize that, oh, it's something different about her. And I can say, oh yeah, it's God. I've even had a couple of my friends tell me, they've seen such change in me, even since I've been on this journey for the short while that I have. And that to me is amazing. And I can even see the change in myself. And when you can see the change in yourself and the change that God has put into you, it hits so much more different. Um, but the changes in me are things like my mindset, my heart, being okay with being in solitude and being by myself, change in relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but my friendships. And, some things that maybe I had to let go of, or some things that I had to change within my friendships, in order to move forward and grow in that friendship. Also, my style, I'm still working on it because you know how we be, you be like, I don't about this. I need to I need to wear this. So I'm just trying to find ways with my style, to with the things that I do have to make it work for me and be more modest, which I think for me, I was always a little bit more modest than most, even if I wasn't and I posted things on Instagram or TikTok. It was things that I probably wouldn't even wear out. Honestly, not even probably. I would not wear out in public. But for me right now, just moving forward and the things that I purchased moving forward, just trying to make sure that they fit within what I'm comfortable with. And I think with modesty is definitely something that um, is in the eye of the beholder type of thing. But kind of what's appropriate and what's not. If you have to question it, get it out of here. But there's some things that have been working on, some goals that I've been working on this journey. And man, at the beginning it just seemed like things were just not going my way, and honestly they weren't. And I did everything that I knew how to do. I tried to fast. I tried to, I tried to fast. I tried to just pray more. I tried to get into my Bible more. Not try, but was getting into my Bible more, just reading devotionals, just trying to learn as much as I can, starting from the beginning of the Bible and just going from there, trying to just implement things that would change that would be a change for me, a positive change for me. And it just seemed like nothing was working. And I was just like, and I would break down sometimes, still today, breaking down and just being like, God, what is it? What is your purpose for me? What am I put on this earth for? Because I know that I want to be here, but I don't know what I'm doing here. And that's one of the things that I'm still doing my best to try and um, ask God about, because I don't want to be on this earth just here. I want to be on this earth and I want to, be able to do my purpose, do my due diligence for God. And, I had to really step back and ask myself, and there's even been some TikToks that I run across and it's like and it's like, man, like I really needed to hear that. I didn't want to hear it because it's true and it's not the best, compliment, but it's something that I really needed to hear. So I had to ask myself, are you on this journey to get to know Christ for who he is, to get to know Christ for, his grace and his mercy and or are you trying to get to know Christ for what he can do for you? And that right there had me crying all night long, because it was one of those things where it was like it wasn't intentional, and it wasn't like I was intentionally saying, you know what, Christ, I want to get to know you, God, I want to get to know you because I need this, that, and the third. It wasn't intentional, but until I really sat back and realized, I was like, you know what, even though I was trying to, I will still pray for things that had come in, for me, like, getting a new car and, being able a few years back and getting a job that I wasn't crying to every single day driving to, And I really just had to ask myself that question. And when I asked myself that question, I said, you know what? I have lately been praying for that things that that I need to be okay with what I have now and content with where he has put me now, and learn how to manage things now, such as money and time and things of that nature, before he can elevate me. And so that's where I am today. And that's why I think I have been able to mentally be okay with him saying no, because that's one thing. You have to be okay with him saying no. You can say all day, God, please give me this, that, and the third. But if it's not for me, God, that's okay. But do you mean it? Because I always say that. I always say that. And up until recently, I would say that and I would be like, every time he would say no, I would be like, but why? Yeah, I can't question that, You just have to be okay with it. And that's where I'm getting to. And it's taken some time. It has taken some time. But y'all, the being okay with it and just being in a space where you're happy regardless of the answer, is so much more empowering and worth it than just being like, well, I want it, but if you say no, I'm going to be upset. But I just really wanted this first episode to really just embody what I wanted this journey to be like and what this journey kind of has been looking like for me. But I definitely want to have some guests on, and I want to have fun, and I want this to be a healing journey, the start of the healing journey for me, for you, for all of us. So definitely gonna have some more episodes to come. But until then, I am Ree. I'm your host, and this has been Cuties for Christ podcast.